Hi, I'm Brian. I'm here to talk to you today about something most people don't spend a lot of time thinking about, and that's job descriptions. I know it's not the most exciting thing. Well, maybe not exciting to you, but to me, they're really interesting and important, and something where I see a lot of areas for improvement. So, sorry to start on a down note, and I hate to break it to you, but unicorns don't exist. So, what do I mean by unicorns? In this case, it isn't a mythological horse with a horn, but a mythological candidate that many job descriptions dream of. Someone so good at so many things and has so much varied experience that they can do three different jobs. Of course, just like the animal, candidate unicorns don't exist either. So let's speak about finding a balance and simplifying job descriptions and start by, what do I mean by balance? Think of a seesaw with four sides, and I know that would be a very tricky seesaw, but use your imagination. On the first arm, we have what you need. This means the job that needs to be done and the skills and experiences you think are necessary to do that job. And across from that, we have reality. Are you looking for a unicorn? Does that person even really exist? And then on one of the other arms of our mythological seesaw, we have another, which is what you offer. Remember, job descriptions are supposed to attract candidates. So is what you are offering in your job description attractive? Are you listing information about pay and benefits? And if not, why? A lot of states actually require this. And balancing out on the fourth arm, we have openness. And this is another important point that I don't think people think about a lot, but are you open to candidates who don't meet your exact requirements? And if so, is your job description saying this? I can tell you from my experience that some of my best employees didn't fit into the job description exactly. And I made it clear in my job descriptions that that was something that I was open to and encouraged people to apply. All right, let's get a little bit more specific. So what is a great job description? And I think it starts with clarity. There are a couple points that are really important. Clarity in the role, clarity in the experience, clarity in the traits and skills we're looking for, and clarity about what we're offering, including, like I said, compensation. And another thing that I'll include with clarity is that it should be concise. So how many times have you thought, have candidates even read this job description? Well, have you looked at how many words are in your job descriptions? So people applying for jobs aren't applying for one job. They're scanning many, and they're probably not spending very long on it. Think about how much time you spend screening someone's resume. Usually not a lot of time. So if your listing is confusing or overly long, they're simply going to scan a few keywords and then click to apply, and it doesn't cost them anything to do so. So in other words, if people aren't reading your job descriptions, that's probably partially your fault. So we're talking about these job descriptions, and I've got an example to show you. I've removed the name of the school and anything that might identify them to protect the guilty so we can be candid about it. And so when you look, see if you can find examples of these couple things: wishful thinking, pre-behavior management, and a laundry list of things someone might do in that role. And we'll talk more about them as I show you. So let's let this sink in for a second. This is an entry-level after-school role. It's 347 words long, and that's without the 2+ paragraph description and legal statement. Let's pick out some of the things we talked about on the last slide. So wishful thinking. That's basic knowledge of health and safety procedures for young children. I mean, what does that even mean? I don't know that I could describe that. Ability to walk 2 miles on uneven terrain, lift 20 pounds, and accompany children in the water on swimming field trips. I mean, is this Survivor? Are you asking people about their abilities to walk 2 miles on uneven terrain or how well they swim in an interview? Would you really not hire someone who couldn't swim? Is that even maybe biased? So be realistic about these things. Pre-behavior management. And by this, I mean the tendency to use the job description to shortcut prior employees' bad behaviors. So I'm guessing that the following two examples are in there as a result of a previous employee interaction. And those are: attend all required staff development sessions and staff meetings, and perform other related duties as assigned. These are throw-in statements that I read as anticipating disciplinary conversations where someone can say, well, we told you in the job description that you needed to attend staff meetings. And as for the laundry list, if you scan quickly, you'll see that almost every duty is followed by a corresponding requirement that the person has the ability to do these things. Isn't it understood that if part of the job is to communicate with parents, that somebody needs to have that ability? So how does this feel? I don't know about you, but it makes me feel less stressed. This is 140 words and says essentially the same thing, but communicates it so much better. It's clear about the role and focuses on the core attributes needed without overcomplication. Also, these are all abilities that can be evaluated in the interview process. So this is obviously a very high level look at job descriptions delivered in a very short time, but I hope you have a better sense for some of the best practices. When you really boil it down, job descriptions are the first chance that most people have to interact with your organization, and getting them right helps to build a better recruiting process, and in the long term contributes to better employee retention. So thank you very much for listening. I'd be happy to take any questions that you have.